Well, today I have a surprise for you in the studio. There's a man here, many call him the Giant Slayer, and I'll tell you why, because he actually kicked out one of the longest serving members of parliament from office. I'm talking about Andy Appiah Kubi. He is an independent candidate and he is member of parliament for Asante Akyem North. In the studio, I have with me somebody that has decided to do business with the governing NDC. He's popularly known as SALT. His name is O.K Frimpong, and he's my guest in the studio. Thank you so much for your time here on NewsDesk. Now, 26,000 plus votes in your constituency. Even Andy Appiah Kubi got a little above 8,000. Even the NDC candidate got a little above 2,000. Did you anticipate that huge margin of win?
They didn't kind with the radius on my election. Now that is the surprise. Well, 26,000, okay. And it wasn't a surprise.
Okay.
Let me name say, Asante Akyem North for the way na me co campaigner omo ye send omo Jimmy and semo omo kano na me name say no krenie yebedi nkunim na nkunim die no ebe kese.
Okay.
Na enye shock kra.
Okay, so for some of our audience who do not understand he promised me when he came on air that he has a surprise for us. So probably this is the surprise. He was speaking to us in our local dialect. He's just giving us a sense of what is happening in his mind and the victory he amassed for himself. He says, based on campaigns they had in the area, they anticipated that indeed they'll be winning the seat by that large margin. But then people said that you were very close to Andy Appiah Kubi. Did you stab him in the back?
Oh, because I'm in closer. In what capacity na nipa na kasa me close? Ebia on say me wo ho no e wo abrabom de bia me ne obia nante pepepe.
Okay.
Sebi Andy Appiah Kubi, former member of parliament, onye metamfo, no onye metamfo so da.
Okay.
And no ye MP. No bi oye MP de me a businessman. Now a businessman now nimra she bi dwani owo mpotem. Se wanya woni na anya ayonkofa. Say business na we no bebre, especially when me wo business or constituency ho. Me radio station e wo ho. E ho ye ne mpotem.
So this one I would like to plead. My audience, they are sending us messages and I've just received some of them. They are appealing to you to please speak English.
Okay.
It's an appeal.
Okay, since it's an appeal, what I'll do probably 40% English and 60%
No,
Chi.
please do.
I'm also begging
80% English, 20%
No.
We beg.
No.
I can't keep doing translation, and I can see the messages. Please, we beg you.
Well,
we're going to speak English from now on.
Well, I will still do a bit of English for you.
Okay.
That's understandable. I appreciate that.
Thank you, because of the platform.
Well, yes, I understand. But me buy and me catch her say me was surprised, mama.
If I try, but surprise where they are not.
And this is what I'm going to plead on the floor of Parliament. Say, omo mami akwanya se me nko bebi ya me kono. Me campaign man ka brofo one day crowd. My campaigning now has always been tree.
Okay.
And inti say if I'm here, I know Joy is a very big platform. Exactly. You have your audience, which more
but they said after campaigns and election, no campaign again. So this is not a campaign.
I'm not campaigning.
I am begging you. Let's talk about Parliament.
We'll do a bit of English. It's fine. We'll do a bit of English.
A very large bit of English. So you didn't stab him in the back? That's a point.
No, not at all. Because like I said, I'm a businessman.
Okay.
He was the member of parliament. How would I be at loggerheads or not be in a very good relationship with him? Whereas I've got a business in that constituency. Okay. We've always been very, very nice. And even during his campaign in 2020, I donated a vehicle to support his campaign. And it wasn't just a vehicle. It was a vehicle fitted with a full equipment, sound equipment, which he used for his campaign. I supported his campaign.
Rumor has it that you were so close that he had promised he would not run for this election.
Well,
is that the case?
Well, yes, he's had that conversation with me before. He invited me to Parliament in his office at Job 600, where we sat, we did Kakra, and then he told me, I mean, I wasn't in the company with him alone.
Okay.
On the Nadamfubi, Then
you want to tell us who this person is?
I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't know him. I don't know him at all. But he was a bit stout. He wasn't slim. He was a bit of a height as well, just like the MP. He was dark in complexion. He wasn't fair. These I remember, but I mean, kind of didn't know anything.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, and this thing that we are saying is very open to a few other people in the constituency. No munim, or can several or second time we are on Kubiem and all that. At the end of the day, you're hearing now before. But then I prayed God Almighty, and I knew that the step I wanted to take, if I didn't seek, proper consultation, if I didn't, look at few other things to be sure of exactly what step I'm taking, it would backfire big time, because Asante Akyem North is predominantly for a certain group of people on the political field, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, going as an independent candidate wasn't a joke. It wasn't going to be a walk in the park. But at the end of the day,
moving from the business community into Parliament, I'm sure it sets a new challenge for you. Do you have any mentor in Parliament that is helping you walk the journey?
Not really.
Okay.
However, if I say not really, I'm not saying no, not at all.
Okay.
And I said not really with a distance, right? And now that, by the grace of God Almighty, I am in Parliament, definitely there are a few people that I'll be consulting more, because I have to. At the end of the day, these people that I've got in mind, that I'm not going to mention their names on a national platform.
Why? Just give us one.
Because they've not asked me to mention their name. So I will keep it to my chest, and I will definitely be liaising with them. I won't mention any name. You're entitled to mention any names you want, but it's not going to come from me.
Why did you decide to do business with the NDC?
Yeah, because they are the government in power. Now, during campaign, I was saying to my people that, look, and if it was an MPP, I would have worked with MPP.
But the constituency and the individuals whom you represent in Parliament, that seat has always been an MPP seat. Don't you think that your constituents will want you to lean towards a party that they've always supported?
It boils down to communication.
Okay.
I need to communicate with them and let them understand. One of the things that I need to let them understand is the fact that, as it stands now, Parliament, or with the standing orders of Parliament, if you want to form any caucus, if any group of people want to form a third force or a third caucus in Parliament, you need to be a number of 7 and above. However, the independent candidates, now at this moment, we are only 4. So we cannot form a third caucus. So whatever the case, we would have to say either left or right. Of course, with the right being the majority and the left being minority. See, there is no space for independent candidate. If there was any space for independent candidate, but there's no designated space beyond my independent for. And I either say ubeko benkum and I say ubeko nifa. You don't want my tree,
no,
but
please.
you want it.
Your constituents, they have high expectations of you. What would you want to be remembered for, and what are the key things you focus on as you assume your office for the next 4 years? Right.
I want to be remembered as the member of Parliament who pushed to speak his local dialect in Parliament or to his constituents. I want to be known as the member of Parliament who helped or supported a vast majority of the youth to be able to get employment. I want to be known as the member of Parliament who was able to continue some of the contracts or the works that his predecessors started that they couldn't complete. Because most often, people, I mean, certain MPs, they most often they don't continue things that their predecessors started. But I am going to do that. Whatever our member of parliament, our past immediate member of parliament, lawyer Andy Appiah Kubi, whatever he started that he didn't complete, I will make sure that that is completed for the betterment of our people.
Do you already have a list of the number of projects that?
Well, I've put them. I don't have it. I don't have it here with me. But yes, I do.
Okay.
I do have.
And that's what you'll be working with.
Well, I will be working with that, and then any new approach as well to make sure that there is enough factories within the constituencies for the youth to work. Because I'm a businessman, I've already got products on the market, which bullfruit puff puff, kokonte, plantain fufu, Tom Brown. All these products, like you know, are supposed to be produced from a factory. And so my plan and my initiative is to liaise with the private sector to set up factories within the constituency so that at least a chunk number of the youth omenye jumaye.
And that's one of the key concerns of your constituency, getting jobs. And so it's a good initiative you are putting forward. Apart from that, how about women and children? What's your plan for them?
Well, thank you. You see, we have a good number of women who, most of them are into trade. Okay. Now, aside trade, farming. Now, farming takes the larger part of the community. Now, I will support especially our women who are into farming with a vast number of initiatives. Now, I won't put most of them out now, right? Because sometimes it's best that when you're doing certain things, you be a bit quiet with it. And then when it materializes, then you come out with it. So I won't put much of it out now. But yes, definitely, because even before being voted into power, I did a lot when it, with the school boys and girls within my community, especially the girls. I personally donated up to about 5 laptops to girls, to hardworking, brilliant kids brilliant but needy girls within the constituency. I did that. I facilitated the initiative of a quiz contest within the community where the winners, I asked them what they wanted, and they said they wanted to travel to Dubai for holidays, and eventually they got that. And so I will make sure that at least something goes properly for the youth within the constituency. If I say something in terms of education, health, these 2 major things.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very, very much.
One of the 4 independent candidates in Parliament. We're looking forward to your performance on the floor. Trust us, journeys will be in Parliament. We know that sitting is starting at 12 p.m. But before I let you go, as an independent candidate, you must have spent a lot of money during your campaign. How much did it cost?
I will never tell you.
You won't tell us, so that we can also try and campaign as well.
Oh,
well, Andy Appiah Kubi, my guest in the studio, and that's how we wrap up the conversation. He's heading to Parliament at 12 p.m. We know that Babing had served notice that they will be sitting today, so we're looking forward to that, how Parliament will be sitting today. The 9th Parliament officially starts its work today.